I think we're live. Oh my God.
I woke up feeling like I really don't belong. I can't explain it. When I close my eyes, I see a strange reality. Am I dreaming? Or on the edge of remembering? You wake up feeling like you really don't belong. You can't explain it, but when you close your eyes, you see familiarity. Are you dreaming? Or on the edge of remembering?
Okay. Well, it looks huge on my screen because apparently there's something I did not fix. So I have to watch the very late behind me delayed version of the show. I can't see it on Streamlabs. And yeah, okay. I am never going to be doing this professionally. I love that emoticon. Okay, so I got my glasses. They have bifocals. The bifocals work fine. These actually are working really good for walking around a little too much for the screen, but I can read what you are writing in the chat now. So that's good because I can't get it on my phone again. So I must have missed something in the settings because I forgot to check if there was a problem with it. But I can see the yay. And now I know that that pink flower is actually a hand waving. Okay. Oops. Okay, so how is Teddy? Is he home yet? Or will you not see him until like after 5 or something? Good scissors. It looks blurry, but I can read it. So you don't have to shout. It's a little bit more comfortable for me if you do, but you know, what I'll do is I'll play with the size of the text itself. Oh shit. You want to share? I can read it well enough now. I think I made it 200%. No, go ahead. Be comfortable. I hate that people have been stuck doing that. They haven't been able to express themselves more, better, using caps as an accent rather than, just so I can see it. So I appreciate it, but another tooth one. Oh, yeah. Yeah, he's not going to like that. Is it a tearing tooth or a molar? It's amazing you can get him to the vet at all. I would say by now he'd be so traumatized by the sound of the office. Although I had a cat that loved it because he loved the people. No matter what they did to him, he always, it wasn't their fault. It had to be done. They just said, a tooth needs to come out. Crapola. That's the very thing I don't want to hear. We're going to have to just take that tooth now. No! Oh no, a tiny toe tie. A sample tiny toe tie. He does. Manushka did. Of course. They shouldn't look so hard in the teeth. Oh, babe, I'm so sorry. Because, yeah, that is not a Merry Christmas news. Well, if there was anything you were planning with me involved that cost money, please cancel it immediately and save it. Excuse me. I made what turned out to be a risky lunch. Toe tie it, please. Stay there for now. I got some of those Oh Snap zesty little pickles, and I took a couple of them and chopped them up small, and I made myself some chicken salad with that and red onion chopped up. I did not add salt because it had tartar sauce that I used instead of mayo. Did add some extra pepper. And my body just gave me the news that maybe all those pickles wasn't a good idea. Oigness, hello. How are you feeling? How's Orion? Sater's got a kitty cat in the hospital today. It looks like there's going to be dental work. Unexpected. But his problem was also surprising. But I'll let the satyr talk about that if he wants to. How are all your babies? Yeah, just give me the health report. I want to make sure everybody's okay. Oh, good. Good, good, good. Hold on. Just need to have intermission. Oh, I have everything at 200%. So I can see one whole line is one of his anal glands, and then it goes to the next line. So I may have to go back. Well, if you need... Oh, I see. I know. Really, that's about the best response anyway. Because honestly, if we make it worse, it gets worse. So we really need to try and keep that vibe up. And believe me, I know it's a challenge. Okay. Yay. Stay there. When we want to move energy, we have to remember that it takes its cue from us. You know, we attract energies the way we're feeling. We are able to dissipate certain energies. So if people need to see it as like the power of prayer, that works. Whatever word you're using, focusing your intention for a thing or a someone is what you're doing. So call it magic, call it prayer, shifting energies. All of it is really the same thing. We just have different words depending on how we were brought up. I started out with prayer, but as I got older and had other experiences that took me by surprise, I started looking at things in a kind of a, I'd say, more scientific way, even though science can't prove everything. But I think of it as science because the world of vibration is well known to science, and that's what it's been studying since it understood what a vibration was. A vibration of what? Something is vibrating, right? The space between bits of matter. I'm glad that for all my intents and purposes, I don't need to be, I don't need to prove anything to anybody. Everything I need to do, I can do. And just be done with it rather than waste all my time trying to make other people believe it's real. I see the fruits of my work. Do I need more? If I was a scientist, a pure scientist, I would. And I agree with that. We have to have scientific standards. So I have to go into the... Sorry, my skeptic friends, I have to not go with you on this. I do believe in what we call, for lack of a better term at the moment, until we can prove its existence, scientifically, we're just going to have to call it spiritual. Now, there's no word big enough to account for the love you feel from our home base. I mean, there's just no word big enough. The love is like, yeah, like your own, all of your being is your heart. There's no getting around it. Trying to put that word. And one of the things I love about hearing the people who have had near-death experiences, and they come back and they say, it's love, but that word love is not big enough for what you're experiencing, what you feel, what you're being communicated with through. And, you know, it's a part of your being. It's what you are. It's all that is. It's not something that exists only on one side. It's everything. It's all sides. So it's a wonderful thing to hear people confirm what I already know. Of course, I know how fortunate I am after listening to all these people and going, yep, all right, you got it, and feeling so good for them. It's like, okay, that's one more person that knows the truth. One more person who is not going to be out there pounding the pavement, trying to get people to convert into something else. They're not going to be out there collecting money for God. They're not going to be building temples because they know. They know the higher truth of that. So they're not going to waste their time with that. And that's why I like listening to other people's NDEs. Now, I am really lucky that I had my experience wide awake. I mean, really wide awake. So it was done that way so that I could not make up an excuse for what I experienced. Like, oh, you were sick, or you were drugged, or you hung over, or there was just nothing. I was feeling great. Everything was just perfect. It was a wonderful little morning there. And I guess because of that, you know, that's why I was more open to my father's visit. But everything, and more than what the people who've crossed over have been able to say, it was all very real, right there and then. I thought I was dying. I mean, I didn't feel like I was dying. It was like, if you're here, I must be dying. No, you're not dying. Then why are you here? You're scaring me. But I love knowing what I know, because it helps me deal with grief here on this side when I have to say goodbye to people, and I know that they're fine. It's really, actually, in some ways, it's harder to cry, and I do cry. I just don't cry like I used to, because I'm so absolutely comfortable with knowing that they're safe and loved, and they're full of life. It's like, wow, it's so much better than any religion describes, that's for sure. And you don't have to do anything to be part of what you are. You're already there. So I love knowing that. And when I see people around me who are suffering their losses, I get it. I totally get it. But the only thing I can do is reassure them that while it is an ending and it's something that will change their lives, you know, to one degree or another for the rest of their lives. But this is not all our life. And they will be reunited with everything they love. So I give that message to people and hope. Actually, I have seen it with my own eyes. I know it does help to share that with them. I mean, I talk about it all the time because I'm living in a place where people are dying at a faster than average rate, but average for the ages. I love that one of the women that comes to the Tuesday meditations, she's 95 years old and she's still driving her car. She needs a walker to walk, but she is completely right there. And she's like complaining, oh, she, you know, her memory, she has better recall than I do, and she's doing great. And I know she'll be fine, and she knows, you know, she knows that there's more beyond this. It's just nice to be able to talk about it with someone who already believes, but I'm going to miss her when she goes. And I know that, you know, I'm probably here because of all these people, because of my experience, my being able to keep them calmer, you know. You can't hear or see your loved ones if you're all emotional. And of course, when we're grieving, that is like a super strong emotion. It wasn't until Dad's visit that I found out that even loving, just feeling a strong sense of love for somebody, even though that is our operating energy, it actually blocks trying to get through to a human. The human side of us is kind of dense. It's just a different kind of an energy. That's all. It's not bad or anything. It's just nothing heavier. It's a denser kind of a thing. So we've got to maneuver with that, and it's challenging, apparently. Matter of fact, I'm going to say, yeah, I watched something yesterday, and I thought this woman's experience was so awesome because she was gone, like she was 3 weeks in a coma. And, you know, a lot of the NDEs that are reported are very brief, like 10 minutes, an hour of being considered dead. But in a coma is a different kind of a state of reality. And my first experience with comas was not a personal coma, but a very famous young girl who went into a coma after having a single Valium, 5 milligram Valium, and a single beer, and she went into a coma and never came out of it. And her parents kept her body alive. It was so expensive in the hospital, but it went on years. She was being fed as basically a body in a fetal position so far away. And I kept trying to connect with that because back when that happened, I was a teenager myself, and I was trying to understand what happened to a fellow teenager, and also what coma was. Where did we go in coma? Because I knew that she wasn't in her body. It's boring as hell. That's why we don't like to hang out with the fetus while it's still a fetus. We don't even get connected with the body until just before birth. Yeah, it's a living thing, but the part of us that is all here is not all there because it's boring as fuck all. Nobody wants to be floating around in a balloon of water. Believe me, it's like it's you're forming, you know? It's not a body or a brain that is going to respond to the level that we are naturally. We are way beyond just being human. We have knowledge way beyond just being human. So it's, who wants to be stuck in anything small? But also, who stays stuck in a coma? So what happened with this woman while she was in a coma, her group, her friends were there, like a half a dozen, first of them, and they all had to help lift her out of her body because her body wasn't actually dead. But it was like, you don't need to be here, kind of, you don't need to be stuck there. You're going to have a choice. We're going to help you heal here on this side. And basically, she had an amazing adventure. You have to watch her ND to know all of that stuff. But then what really struck me was that they helped her out. I have seen healings done this way, where we are surrounded by what we can just call light beings, where if they're around us, they're friends of ours. We just don't necessarily recognize them while we're still alive. Meditation, you can come into contact with them, but you might, if you're lucky, have a feeling of familiarity. You will know that you know them, but at the same time you don't, because you're still in a human body and you're still a human. You're identifying with this personality, and you're not able to just discard who you are, that you came here to be, to go back to your higher self that is this entity that's more than what your body is. And yeah, it's a big contrast. So anyway, this woman was lifted out, and that is what fascinated me. It's like, oh, see, when you are that down, it's not easy to just get out of your body. But she also had a problem in getting back in. She was out for 3 weeks. It was kind of like the young lady I was talking about earlier. She was gone so long, her cord was so stretched that she did not have the ability. She was there because part of her was being held there by her family that felt this love and concern, and felt guilty for wishing that she would die and just be released to God. It's hard to say goodbye to the ones we love, right? So you have a teenage human child in that bed. It's not an easy decision. If more people understood that it's not as bad a decision as you think, then you will listen to your own intuition in the moment. You cannot make those kinds of decisions in advance. We won't know until you're in the moment what to do, because you are being guided to a good decision, or the best decision for the person who can't make a decision for themselves. But that's also why, we have paperwork we do. Make sure things are done the way we want. I don't mean to get dismal. I'm not feeling dismal. I'm just kind of matter of fact right now. After my father's visit, it was my most fervent hope that everybody would have the same experience that I had. Oh, good. I thought if everybody understood the importance of being good to each other and kind to each other, of helping each other, the understanding that we are each other, we are intrinsically connected, then everything would be so different. We could accomplish everything we want. We could do so much more if we weren't fighting each other all the time as humans, trying to be superior to other humans, but mostly the fear of not having. We all need our basics. And when we don't have them, we find ourselves with fear. But when things are covered, our bills are paid and we have plenty to eat and we feel safe in our environment and even have love, all of these things make us happy campers. We feel free to be more creative. We feel free to be more generous with our time, our properties. And that's our natural state. Our true natural state is way more giving and generous. They're finding out now, looking at archaeological and anthropological information that was basically hidden for years and years and years. They're saying that early man was much more cooperative, and they did not abandon members of their tribe or families just because they were sick or crippled. They found that, like, the little people were just about revered. They were taken care of. Really taken care of. Not, like, begrudgingly, but, like, this is how you are. You're a rare one, so we take extra good care of the one that's different. It wasn't a fear. All that stuff came later, because there's always some idiot who's afraid of their own shadow. I should say idiot, perhaps just extremely ignorant person. Shadow, oh, it's coming after me. It's okay, Peter Pan, settle down. So, on a vain note, I went to Sally Beauty Supply. Why? Because one of the women there who had when I last saw, I was there before, she had the most amazing orange hair. Orange. But her bangs were sunny yellow, like sunny yellow. And what was amazing was there was no other hair color showing anywhere. And I was willing to bet money that she was a brunette to start with. But the hair color was, did you bleach it to death before it took those colors? It was amazing. Well, yes, on the latter, but she'd also had this new hair color that came in, and we discussed hair color because, I have a penchant for blue. But I like sky aqua, a pastel of aqua, and that's what I've loved since I was 7 years old, or younger, actually, because my grandma's hair was blue. Not intentionally. But anyway, I was studying my hair with this bright blue, which went in a little brighter than I was anticipating. And I thought, now I know why Grandma was using this for real. She was using it like all the old ladies back then, when their hair was like yellow, because it doesn't go white. It sometimes, especially if you had blonde highlights in there, which I have some blonde highlights, believe it or not, it goes yellow. And I was noticing with my new eyes that were no longer yellow, that I had these yellow highlights that I didn't like with my blue. And I didn't like this much blue either. So I went in there saying, all right, how do I silver my hair? Get some of the yellowish stuff out without making it, crazy. So she gave me a conditioner. Well, I should say, I bought the conditioner. She gave me the advice about this conditioner. There was also a shampoo, but they're very expensive, even in the generic version, which was what I got. And she pointed out the generic version. God bless her. So about 50% of the fancy brands. So I got a bottle of that, and while I was there, they ever have, of course, the Christmas stocking stuffer specials all over the damn place. But this lady took so much time explaining stuff to me. I really appreciated her, and I thought, oh, there was a lip butter, a lip scrub, and which I'd just been thinking about doing, and a hand lotion. And it was a buy two of the little suckers at $2 each, which, you're paying for the package, I think, and you get the third one free. So I got the whole set, and I thought, I will wait until I'm with you guys to try these two things. I did try the lip butter, and even though this is supposed to be peppermint, it's like not very pepperminty as a lip scrub. I will say it was better than doing a salt scrub. I think it was sugar, but scrub it up and then wipe it, wash it off. I used to make my own. It takes 2 seconds to make your own lip scrubs or skin scrubs. Just take a teaspoon of sugar and a little bit of olive oil or coconut oil if you want it a little thicker, and mix it up and then scrub. You know, I mean, that's how big deal, right? So, you know, I got this as a treat, and I bought a scrub instead of made it. And I can say now that when it's done, I'm just going to mix up my own. I've got sugar and I got peppermint oil, and I can make really peppermint. And I also have coconut oil. So this is the lip butter. Now what I do like about it is they're not using any dyes. No, it's dye-free. Static. Yeah, I'll have to take that off the wall later. Now, peppermint's one of my favorite things. Okay, so melts nicely. Nice texture. I know where my lips are. I don't need to see myself, which is good because I can't see myself on camera right now. I have the type so large so that I can read it that the camera is completely gone. Okay, well, yuck. Puh. Puh. Okay. That's a no. There is absolutely no taste of mint. It's called Merry Mint, Joyeuse Mint. No joie at all. Yes, and someday. This is supposed to be the lip butter. Sorry, company, whatever you are. Oh, yeah, right. Glow Bloom. Glow Bloom? What kind of name is that? We made this up really fast because we wanted to get it out. It says it's free of parabens and phthalates. All right. The scrub tasted better. Seriously. It didn't taste minty, but I recognized the sugar. And now this is a open here if you want to read what's behind it. All right, maybe I'm just lacking experience in product, you know. Okay, well, there goes a couple of the ingredients. Mineral oil. Petrolatum. Vaseline. Beeswax, are you sure? Ozok, or I don't know what that is. I'm not sure I can see that correctly. It looks kind of like Oktoberfest, but that's not it. Warning, not to be eaten. Not to be used around eyes. Intended for adult use. Okay, so what I'll be doing is emptying this out and making my own. I know what to make. I mean, I've made all this stuff. I mean, well, let's take a test of this. This is a generic Merry Mint. Yeah, that's what it says. Glow Bloom hand lotion. Lotion pour les mains. Ha ha ha. The hands do get very dry handling textiles. I can't say that it feels fabulous or anything, but it doesn't feel bad yet. The test is, does it get sticky? Does it soak in? I mean, what does it do? It's only vaguely mint. Really vaguely mint. And you can't think of any toothpaste that isn't a million times stronger than this. Okay, it's just... So, stocking stuffers for your enemy. Good thing it was a sale. I don't feel so bad. Well, Megan put the hand lotion in the public restroom. Here you go, girls and boys. Wait a minute. That's not what I wanted. I gotta take them out now. Doom. How do I do that? There we go. I'm not paying attention. Oh, I already have it there. What the hell am I doing? Vaguely met. Exactly. I think we should market it. Vaguely mint, or vaguely mintish. Ugh. Honestly, a little peppermint oil and Vaseline, and you're a million miles beyond this shit. Well, they said I could bring it back if I'm not satisfied. Only problem is it'll cost me $2 just to go there. Come on, Toblerina, buy me a car. Get me mobile again. Get me so I can drive on the highway singing my favorite speeding songs. Driving my life away, looking for a better day. I don't want to get that flavor. Somebody wants to taste the breath mint blue on the bottle. That's it. You got it. That's it. Maybe we should sell these ideas to Sephora. I understand they're a little kinky in their descriptions or names. I was trying to remember the name of the guy who works at Sephora, and he's started a YouTube channel doing what it's like to work at Sephora. Johnny something. I just can't remember his last name. Agnes, welcome back. Look at that. I can see that 200% size writing. You can use regular letters now. As long as it's not like a speech, I should be able to read it. Although the capitals and the regular size letters are equally as blurry, but they're not that bad. I can make out what you're saying, and that's what's important. It's better with these, but still a little blurry because it's the opposite problem. It's trying to look behind those letters. And Seder, I have the eyeglass cleaner you sent. Cleaners, 2 of them, and they've been moving around with me. Therefore, they're not exactly where I expect. I think I'm keeping one jammed in my wallet. Yep. So yesterday I went to the grocery store, And there were a few things that I did not get in my grocery order that I had delivered. And since I was going there to get my glasses next door to the grocery store, I went in there and I did a couple things. Number one, I returned the bag of arugula that they did get me. That was on the list, but they put it in the bottom of a bag upon which they put lots of heavy things like a whole head of cabbage and 2 heads of broccoli on top of a bag of arugula. So I saw that and I was like, all right, you know what? I'm going over there. I'm bringing it back. I want real arugula that's not all wrinkled up and smashed. So I did that. But I also discovered that the out-of-stock food coloring set I ordered, it was not out of stock by a long shot. There was an abundance of it. They just were too frickin' lazy to go down the cake aisle. So I got my food coloring. I got pastels, by the way. I did not get those bright, dark colors. They annoy me. And also, I'm not baking for Netflix. Thank you so much, Mr. Sater. Live life in the clear. Well, on a clear day, I don't want to get muted, but I know that song. No, it wasn't Walmart. It was ShopRite, grocery store. I was displeased. And somehow, no matter what eggs, which eggs I order, which half and half I order, they never have it in stock. Now, I can't blame them. I did order some bananas, and they arrived fully ripe, like, oh great, tomorrow I'll be baking with these 6 bananas. But when I got there yesterday to take a look at, hoping for some more green bananas, it was like all of them were too ripe to sell. It's like, get them off the shelf. You know people aren't going to buy them. We really need to address the waste for bananas because bananas are another one on the verge of extinction. If they can't get a grip on the disease that's ravaging them. And I would hate to lose bananas. Now, here is the irony. Okay. My second book, Namaris in the Beginning, they're in pursuit of a particular plant, right? And there are reasons that the plant went extinct. It's been extinct for a very long time. I can't give away the book, but it's really very much of what's going on right now, except there are no wizards around to give an assist to the regeneration of what will keep us alive. And we've got our coffee being threatened, our cocoa, chocolate being threatened. And the problem with both of them is it's not like you can stockpile. You cannot store enough of it. Like, oh yeah, I'll just stock this. I'll fill my freezer with coffee and cocoa and I'll be ready when nobody has coffee or cocoa. I mean, eventually you're going to move through everything in the freezer and it's not going to taste all that great because it was all frozen. And, freezers just suck the life out of things. So we need to pay attention. The same reasons things happened on Namaris, the same reason things are happening here. Except Namaris figured it out and fixed it, and we're still fucking around. No, I don't want to make this industry mad at me. I don't want to make that industry mad at me. I only don't want to make the stockbrokers mad. Okay. Well, how do you think those people are going to feel about their stuff? But anyway, it's really not as important as it feels sometimes. But we can turn so much around so fast. I mean, look, we finally, an American scientist, right now with the war on science, it's amazing it happened. We created our first nuclear fusion reaction. It's like, holy hell. This is what we've been dreaming of my entire life. Well, I was just a little kid when that became a dream. And now it's becoming a reality. Even though it's going to take some years, it could, if we can just survive long enough, it can and will change the world. So this is another thing to see. Solutions come with problems. Problems come with solutions. Okay. Oh, will this do? Well, one of them will. So, what all are your plans for this afternoon? Now, the Seder, you just need to stay mellow today. How about an energy lesson? There is one really valuable trick to healing others. Now, you can't actually do any healing. What you do is, again, you can encourage and supply, channel energy. You do not do it taking it out of your own body. You're using what you can refer to as quantum energy, or God energy, or free energy. Sitting at a cuppa. Yeah, I hear you. I'll join you. I learned through experience and also a couple days of workshopping quantum healing. The greatest lesson in all of that, which had a lot of bullshit mixed in, by the way. But again, it was not intentional bullshit. It was, well, I guess it was in a way, because people do not see how simple certain things are. And in that respect, the idea of laying your hands on people in prayer is, it's sometimes actually more effective because people just simply, they give up trying to control it. The only thing we need to control is where we're directing it. So we need to control our focus. But the big thing is keeping your body and your hands relaxed. So laying on of hands, yeah, you don't actually even touch a person or an animal. Now, I did this experiment on my dog because dogs can't talk. And you can see right there in front of you whether what you're doing is helping that dog or not. Just like I experimented by putting my dog, same one in fact, on osteobiflex because it claimed that it could give relief within 7 days. And it did. My dog couldn't lie about it. She didn't know what she was swallowing, but 7 days or so later, she was definitely having an easier time getting off the floor. So it was like, all right, it works. So same thing with quantum touch. You're not actually touching, but if your hands are tense, like the energy doesn't flow. It just like stalls right there. It just doesn't go off the surface of your hands, if you can get that far. It's a weird sensation. You're looking at your hands and they're just your hands. But then when the energy actually is flowing, there's a warmth. There's a feeling of connection. Again, it's not a thing that's easy to describe. It's not a feeling that you're getting through the nerves in your fingers. So it's different, but you feel the difference. So it's important to stay relaxed. The more tense you are, it seems like the harder of a barrier you're putting up between the give and take of the energy. So staying relaxed when you're trying to heal something is the first rule. And then the second rule is to focus on what it is you're trying to do. You don't have to know about the molecules, the cells, you don't have to, but if you picture things like that, it can be really helpful. That's where it comes into how do you visualize things? So there's lots of different things, but I recommend when it comes to that you let the energy and the will, the direction you're trying to go in, let that dictate everything else. You don't have to know, sorry about that, air quotes. You don't have to know. You just have to let it flow. Let it, okay, you got a cat, it's going to have a hurting butt. And while he's awake, luckily he'll be groggy today, but while he's awake, he's not going to want anybody touching his butt, guaranteed. So, and his poor little mouth is going to be hurting. He's going to have a hell of a headache, that poor thing. So, of course, you're going to give him lots of love and all that, as much as he'll take. But what you're doing when you're petting, you are giving him energy. So cats are very energy receptive. They respond even faster than dogs, but dogs are really receptive too. But if you can't actually touch him, you can send energy to him from across the room. Or just, it's better if you're kind of close, because, especially if you're a novice, and you're not used to trying to do hands-on stuff, then just, close without actually touching. And just remember, relax your hands and just send that energy. Picture loving energy, calming the area, smoothing out the energy. If you're seeing in your mind's eye red, then put a blue over it, cool it down. Let your intuition present you with the ideas of what to do and how to do it. Just you remember, if you're keeping your hands nice and relaxed, that means your body has to be kind of relaxed, because it's hard to just focus on my hands are really relaxed, but my body is tense as all hell. It doesn't work. So you'll be able to chill out, relax, and make sure your hands are as liquid as you can make them without being, completely useless. And you, just like we always did in the meditations when we are bringing up energy, or imagining anxiety and changing the nature of the anxiety, same kind of a thing. Energy is energy until you give it a color. Energy is energy until you give a flavor, a designation, what it's meant to do. It's just an incredible, unlimited, in every way you can imagine, unlimited amount of energy at your disposal. All you've got to do is learn how to direct some of it. And it will, at the same time that you're asking to direct it, ask how to use it. Answers will come. They'll just be there. And this is one of those things where you can't be, I'm not going to say, oh, don't talk to people about it, but don't talk to too many people about it. Just do what you need to do. Because when you start to bounce things off other people, their fears and disbeliefs are going to interfere. You don't want that energy. So the nice thing about sending energy is kind of like, well, I go in my room and I light a candle and I focus the energy there. So when I light that candle and I put it down where I put it, I've got 3 different spaces. I mean, I've got a whole routine. And just being able to keep that routine also keeps like a certain flow of energy for me, which is also why I don't like surprise visits from people. I don't like things disrupting my energy. And I know I'm a little weird on that score, but I have to be protective of myself, right? You know it's winter when I'm in the mood for weaving. I'm not good at it. Yes, 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 exactly. You know what it's like. Some people adapt really well to that. I mean, I adapt in terms of I can rise to the occasion, but at the same time, I don't want to. And I just don't like people around. Well, like my altar. I work to create this whole vibration of peace and love, and as corny as that sounds, that's what I'm all about. So I don't like anything disrupting it. I mean, people are plenty polite, but I came home one day after having to leave this the maintenance guy in charge of working on my thermostat, which still is not working. And I knew immediately he had blown out my prayer candle. And I knew why, but I also knew what he couldn't see. So I went down and I said, yo, Bruce, you don't have to worry about my candles, because underneath the candle holder is a slab of mica that you can't see. So there's no way anything is going to catch fire. Also, I use low temperature candles, so they don't burn, that long, and they don't burn as hot as other candles. Because I am very, very cautious when it comes to fire and candles. You might say I have got a bit of a paranoia about it. So he was all apologetic, but I just wanted him to understand that I'm not an idiot. My age doesn't make me stupid. It just, yes, it can make me forgetful. And knowing that, I am extra cautious. So, is it the candle? No, the candle is a focus. The candle itself is not doing magic. It's knowing it's there, feeling it there, seeing it there. It's it reminds me to direct energy toward that person, that pet, that situation. We do need to be reminded to move our energy around. Let's use this piece up. when I was growing up, my first experience with people who were not of my own faith was after we moved to Mount Vernon. And that's when we were living next door and across the street were people who were definitely Protestants and Catholics. And we had no understanding of the religions at the time. My father filled me in and as usual, gave me some books to read. Oh, actually, we had all the Bibles at home because my father was a Bible salesman before he became a publisher himself. Is it any wonder? Well, anyway, thoughts are things. Luckily, we just can't destroy things with a thought. But we can have destructive thoughts and they can cause harm. So that's where being kind is important. I think Toblerina's gonna like this dress. Working tiny has its advantages and disadvantages. You can get a lot done with just a little bit of thread. But it's, yeah, it's got its own challenges. It's tricky. So where's the rain? We were expecting rain. They're already predicting a snowstorm, a quite large one coming in. Greetings, Charlie. How are you today? Oh, no. Here I am just going into a natural weaving mode. Can't do that with this. So my tests are over. Wait a minute. I have it at 200% size, so you have to do it very slowly or so I can read it. That must be Walmart. I had physics test and my tests are over. Now it's Latin time. Okay. Are you going to dance for us? Put on some Latin music. Currently waiting for dinner tomorrow. I may go to the movies. Well, that sounds good. Tomorrow is Friday, is it not? No school? Is it Christmas vacation now? I just heard somewhere on TV, well, not TV, on YouTube. One of the late night people. Oh, okay. I see. What's playing? Oh, yeah, it's this Friday. So, you have any thoughts about that? School break is until 23rd. Oh, okay, that's... And then how far into January? The new Avatar movie. Oh, okay. Fun. I think I've heard that was good. About who's going to be having lunch with you on Friday, tomorrow, and how you're going to handle that. Oh, I watched something hilarious. It's, let me think of his name. Jimmy. It's a Jimmy. Why do I say he's actually one of my favorite people. And I keep forgetting his last name because the name Kimmel comes up, but it's not Kimmel. What's the other one? Jimmy Fallon. He is doing a wonderful ugly Christmas sweater giveaway. I saw one today. If I had to wear that going off the stage, I would have done it flapping my arms as much as possible. They made her like this weird moth wing kind of a thing in the back of her sweater, and it lit up. Oh, I see. So you think she's actually going to make it? Or something will come up again? Oh, stay there. Oh no, oh no. And here I was just reading about coffee being good for your kidneys, your whole renal system. And I think they're going to be encouraging people to drink more coffee. It's like I love how the coffee's going extinct soon, but we think medically you should drink more coffee. You have any Tums around? Anything that can hit the acid real fast? Okie dokie, Charlie. Oh yes, yes, I know, that's my problem. Yeah, you already have enough on your plate without adding to that. Although I'm surprised I'm sitting still. This is my 4th cup of tea today. And the tea just tasted really good today. But I know what'll happen to my gut if I drink too much because, you know. Oh, okay. It's hard to believe that that stuff's going to be good for your kidneys. We'll try to see it jittering through your kidneys and making them, like, get rid of any dust in them. It did, okay. Once they mentioned it, I assumed it was a done deal. Oh, okay, that's not so bad. Is he working today? Like coming pick him up on the way home from work? Or it's a work from home day? I don't know which way the schedule works. At least you can bring him home. Oh, okay, good, painkiller. Yeah, he's going to be a basket case. The prednisone will definitely be a huge help. The painkiller will probably help balance the prednisone. Poor baby. I do declare I have returned. Welcome back, Scarlet. Wait, what was that? Yeah, I'm sure Oink knows all about that with the dogs. Manushka, when he got older, occasionally I had to bring him in. He would just start licking like crazy. It's like, okay, that gland is full. And he's trying to get it emptied. And I was not good at doing it myself, so I used to bring him in. I'd say he had to have it done maybe 3 times. He was older when that started. Well, the gland ruptured, so it's like, what are they doing? Removing the gland? Yeah, my cat, Nushi never, he never got swollen back there. It never looked like anything. It would just be, suddenly he'd be furiously licking at the spot right underneath it. And it's like, okay, all right, stop. And that was when, yeah, the cleaning was when I had to do it. That's what tipped me off, that he had a problem. But it didn't get as far as Teddy did. It's gotta be 2 inches, I believe. Let's see. Oh, yeah. Yeah, I went through that. They showed me what to do, and it just never, I never got good at it. I've done other amazing things with my animals, but that one I was not successful with. But Manushka was the only one that had a problem like that. So I didn't know what to make of that. Mm-hmm. All right, let's try that. Come back. One. I love how they said that. Full figure. He doesn't look, I mean, he's a big cat, but he's big all over. Okay, 1, 2, almost 3 inches. I've got a ways to go. Right up to here. Let's move it down a little more. Full figured cat. And I just suffer from OLD. Well, you know how it is when you're OLD. I'm what? You know. And they wait for me to catch on. See, I know what you said. Yeah, you guys are really good at following directions. No, 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 no. Wait a second. You wrote so much, I missed your whole thing, Charlie. Thoughts about what? Who knows? If it's gonna happen, and go apply with that. Okay, did I say anything? Did you say I was distracted by certain shenanigans? No, ignore me. Maybe I shouldn't have had that class. Okay, hold on, I'm catching up. We are back. Okay. I declare I have returned. Ah. I'm going to have to make this just a little smaller because, damn, I'm getting like hardly any writing on a line. So, obnoxious lady disease. No. It's a male cat. It's obnoxious male disease. Now, poor Teddy seems to have no immune system to speak of. So tomorrow is Friday. I have an appointment from 12 to 1 on the phone. And beyond that, I don't remember what I was going to do. I think I was going to bake a cake for the ladies. Just because it's easier than having a conversation. What amazes me is meeting people older than me who aren't as deaf as I am. It's like, you can still hear? You're not wearing hearing aids? What? What? I mean, it's really cool. Okay, enjoy your dinner. Hope it's good. Hope things are peaceful in the house. And you can digest freely. I'm streaming tomorrow afternoon after my doctor appointment and lunch. And of course, over the weekend, you know. Okay, darling. Have fun tomorrow. Watch that movie very carefully so you can tell me all about it. Now, my sister wants to take me to a movie on Christmas Eve. And I'm like, I haven't been to a movie theater since Batman met Catwoman, and that's not a joke. That is the last time I sat in a theater. And I have mixed feelings about it. But I do want to spend time with my sister. And this is her tradition. And I do love the Chinese food part of it. So, Agnes, how is your weekend going to go? Anything planned? Any new babies coming in for babysitting? Don't look at me, please. Ah. Oh, nice. I am looking forward to actually just working. I'm testing out these glasses to make sure they're what I want, and then oh, that's about it. Oh dear, I can't believe Lobster's still going. Are they giving him CBD like you suggested? And what worked? Oh, good. Well, I am planning on doing as much of that as I can. I'm trying to get my stuff together online. And the hardest part is letting people know what I'm doing. Now, my goal initially was to create a new design every day. At least put one up on the Zazzle site. I love that they have gift wrap, and I love making Toblerone gift wrap. Oh, I see. Well, you know what to do. Oh, fun. I have not worked with resin. I mean, I worked with epoxy. I mean, I know what resin is and all. I just have not done any crafting with it. There have been many a time I was tempted to get involved with that, but what I was working on really didn't warrant it, so I didn't spend the money and launch into that. What are you making? I think it's resination time. Just a guess. 'Cause I'm running out of tea. I can't have more. Oops. Ugh. Yeah, I need to resonate just so I can get up and move my legs. My butt is falling asleep. Oh, cool. Oh, you were like just covering the whole gamut of what you can make with resin. I'll put the song on. That's it. I'll put the song on and I'll be right back. Coasters are a good idea.
Like I really don't belong. I can't explain it. When I close my eyes, I see a strange reality. Am I dreaming?
Oh, she got you into it. Oh, oh yeah, I'm singing. Oops. Who will it be tomorrow? What are you today? Okay. And we're back. So we were back before I realized I was back. I forgot. So rude talking over my own song. Anyway, so Bereka got you into the resin, huh? Well, she is a big crafter. It's a good thing we don't live next to each other, because we would never have a dime between us, because everything would be getting spent on crafting materials. Look at this. Look at that. Oh my God. Look what they made. We can do that. It's a never-ending story once you get started. Hey. How is Bereka doing this week? Kids back home? Uh-oh. No. What did I do with it? Did I throw it away by accident? It's not one of you. Where did you go? Well, that's so strange. Okay. Oh, we have a ways to go. Another inch at least. Her whole family? Oh, okay. Yeah, I'm very lucky that way myself. All my sisters are very creative. That is another talent. I did not do well with that. It is the action of creation that is important sometimes. Not coming up with a new anything, just do it, follow it through, focus on it. It's a practice, it's meditation. And one thing inspires you in a different area. You know, you can be painting by numbers, and while you're doing that, you get inspired to try something new in a recipe. Or you figure out something else that was just not quite connecting for you, and then bam, while you're busy doing one thing, the other problem is solved. Creativity works in lots of different ways. Okie dokie, that's a good idea. That's what I did. I stretched my legs all the way into the bedroom and back. I wish I could do this standing up, actually. But this is a butcher block table, not a drafting table. I can't angle it. I missed having a drafting table. I did not have one at home, but I was able to use one for a while at work, and I enjoyed it. Yummy. Okay, where were we? Oops. There we go. I bought this a couple days ago. It's still sitting here. Like, oh, 7 grams of protein, huh? Well, I had chicken today. This is the easy part. The pain in the ass part is yet to come. Is that a hello? I don't know what these emotes mean other than hi. But they're amusing. They seem to be shouting hello and they seem happy. Or if they're spitting, in that case, maybe it's not so great. Stay over there. Come on, we're close to the finish line. Yay. What time is it? Oh, 3:44. We've got time. Yep, we do it again. You have to be careful about that. Especially since this is like the last of this color. I don't know, can we get enough out of that? I don't think so. Yeah, finally. I thought it would actually work up a little faster than that. But doing it this way so that I have the fringe going across the bottom instead of just these ends really slows down the whole thing. And normally I would just be able to double back and keep going, but this is something different. Like, how do you charge for something like this? Someone wanted one of these for their toe. You know who I would love to, I'm so inspired by her designs. Not just her design, just the way she thinks about them. Iris Van Helpern, is it? I love her vision. Came across her by accident. That's like, oh, yeah, that's what I'm talking about. That's what I want. I want to create something like that kind of thoughtfully bizarre, but it has to work, you know? It can't just be a shell of itself. So I've been looking at her shows and the behind the scenes building of these things. Now, of course, she's got lasers cutting her stuff. It's a really remarkable process. Oh, I put an extra one in there. What do you know? Well, that might be a good thing. Where's my measuring bit here? I think I'll leave it. Need a little extra. Now, I could have made this not as tight, but it looks so much nicer. If I was going just for speed. Oh, I did it again. You've got to stop doing that there. Wasting time. There we go. There's tornadoes expected in the area where my family is, some of my family. In Florida. 2nd. Uh-huh. How did you manage that? Don't you get pulled in there. Come on. Oh, we got it. Yeah. Yeah. When I remember my first visit at 8 years old in Fort Lauderdale. And it was terrible. It was like exactly at 3 o'clock in the afternoon, it started raining. But not for very long, just enough to make it miserable. Oh yeah, the lightning state. Well, didn't think about that. Today it's tornado state. Hitting Tampa Bay area. Lakeland, all that shit, up where my family is. Well, all my family, like I said. My stepfather, one of my brothers and his family, one of my sisters and her family. One of my sisters, though, was closer to Miami. Oh, let's try it. This fringe is going to be a little shorter. Oops. But I don't need it to be as long as this is. I've been adding extra fringe. We're getting there. Where's my little... Oh yeah, close. Whoops. It helped making a third string. On these two. Can I do that with this? We'll save that. Oh my God. It didn't even cross my mind, Seder. sequins. Sequins are one of my favorite things. And sparkly beads. My stepmother, when she went to Hong Kong with my father on a business trip. Now, we're talking the 1960s. She came back with some amazing clothes because in Hong Kong, they would make it to fit your body on the spot. See what you like, they tailor it right to you. Silk, beads. Phew. Well, she got this form-fitting, think Marilyn Monroe form-fitting dress. That was just really a simple shift dress. In, short sleeves. And of course, fitting everywhere. And it was all beaded and sequined. It was, if I remember correctly, there was like birds, lovebirds, and all kinds of, it was amazing. Very colorful, weighed a ton, and I forget what happened to that. I think she was able to sell it. She was going to fit it to me as a show dress, but they were very poor, and I think that they were doing everything they could to sell what they could. Like, she had this beautiful black velvet gown. Matter of fact, almost identical to the one, what's her name? Clooney, the singer. Rosemary, is it Rosemary Clooney? In, God, what is it? White Christmas. When she goes off to the Carousel Lounge to do her own song, and she does, "Love, you didn't do right by me." That one. And she's wearing this amazing fitted black velvet gown with this thing around the bottom. Well, it was kind of like that. It had the feeling of a Spanish dress, though. The back of it was a little bit longer. It was like a ruffle thing, but it had mink. The whole bottom was covered with mink. I got that dress without the mink. They sold the mink. Which, it didn't bother me. I didn't really want to be walking around with a dead animal at my feet. But yeah, she had some cool stuff, and that's what they got from traveling around the world. Okay. I need to go get my water over there. Empty this one. Get the new one. Yeah, it feels better to stand up. Let's check this again. I should be really close now. I am. I put, let's see, just a little more, because I can always take it up, because this has to come off. This is a placeholder just to keep everything lined up. So let's, yeah. Use up all this excess. course, the only way, before I sew it together, I've got to try it on toe ballerina personally and make sure it really does fit the right way. And we'll determine then how much of the fringe is coming off, because her dresses are only 1 inch long. And this is the size of the dress right there. I'm pretty sure this will do it. Yeah, I think I'll take this off. What's the fastest way to do this? Yeah. No. Maybe. Of course, I don't need to do it this hard. I can do the easy way, which is just to cut the warp. But I can't cut the warp until we do the real pain in the ass part, which is I'm about to show you. I may need to resonate just to do this, because this is the kind of thing that tests patience. Little thread, little thread. We got to make a knot, or at least a little X. If it was a little longer, I would do a slip knot, I guess you call it. But I have lost a little dexterity over the years. I don't know how that happened, working on miniatures for so long as I have. Now, I'm taking great care not to pull it tight, so we don't end up with weird indentations into the warp here. Now it's getting even trickier. with 4 strands. There we go. All right. Have to be careful to trap that warp in there. Otherwise, there's no sense in doing this. And with 4 strands, 2 of each end up on either side of it. But tying those together would be useless. So I got that on this side and that on the other side. So I was just thinking about practicing moving energy and what that's led to over the years. Gotta think of what's next. Excusez-moi. Oh, now that I got that bag of arugula, and I've got that rotisserie chicken I've been working on, so I might need a little break from that. Maybe have some shrimp. That's all I have in the house, shrimp and chicken. So, well, I mean for real food. I actually have 2 boxes of taquitos. One, the kind I like, Southwest crunchy chicken and cheese, a little spice to it. And the other ones, I didn't think that they could make them that bland, being Mexican food. Then I remembered, yeah, they don't really make it. They make it flavorful food, but not necessarily spicy. And I mean for everyday eating. Although there are those who love the jalapeno. Just chicken and cheese, and they were like the simplest, blandest taquitos I ever had. And I've only started eating them in most recent years at all because deep fried. I've avoided deep fried food for the most part for a good deal of my life. Oh, I saw a recipe yesterday. I saved it. I thought you might find it kind of cute. is essentially making a, I don't know if you've ever tried Krusty's Belgian waffle mix. It's got vanilla in it. It's very light and fluffy, and I have made waffles with it, but I don't have a waffle iron anymore. But it makes really good pancakes, and it's essentially what this is. But you make it from scratch with, you know, the butter and the eggs and the flour and blah, 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 blah. The thing is that you put it in, you know, a little Ziploc, make a very, very tiny hole, and then you basically make a lace work, you know, circle, write things in it, whatever you want, and it cooks super fast. And then you can do it in the pan. You just kind of pick it up and roll it, and it becomes a super crispy little roll thing that you could just dip into things. I thought, pancake mix. I have a use for that now. I like the flavor of pancakes, but they tend to fill me up way too fast. And I don't like the way I feel afterward. It's kind of like, they're rising in my stomach. But it's kind of like spaghetti. If I sit down to eat them, I can put a few away. I really love it. And then my stomach reminds me that you don't usually eat this much. And yours don't usually eat this much. Well, the snow is almost completely melted now. I saw some clips this morning after I finished my first candy cane photo shoot. And I was watching Florence dance around on a stage. And it was a 30-second clip, you know, like showed her first visiting the stage and then showing up to do the gig. And it's awesome seeing all those people singing along with her. And I saw what you were talking about with her, the way she dances barefoot. But I think really that girl better get used to ballet slippers. and protect her feet a little more so she doesn't have to lose a whole gig or a couple weeks worth of tours while she's healing. When you're used to ballet slippers, you don't even realize you have anything on. I mean, they're just so comfortable. I liked mine so much I wanted to wear them to school. Of course, that was not okay. They're not made for the street. But they're just comfortable. It's like the barest thing you can wear and closest to a bare foot. Oh, you gotta break them in, but not doesn't take that long. It's really soft leather they're made out of. Okay. Doesn't it feel like siesta time? It does to me. It's like, oh, this is the time of day. I could lay my head down and catch a few Z's. Phew. Come on now. No funny business. Yeah, it is. I know, especially with the feeling that rain is going to be here in a minute kind of a thing. Yeah, let's get back there. Oh, wait a minute, that doesn't belong there. Yeah. The other night, which may have been last night, but I can't remember for sure. I was watching Jimmy Fallon, and he showed a surprise guest of Drew. Oh God, you know Drew. She looked great. Drew Barrymore. She has a business now, and she sells appliances, I guess. She gave away to everybody on the show a stocking stuffer, which the stocking stuffer turned out to be a brand new, awesome looking air fryer. It's like, me too. I'll find a stocking. Yeah, Drew Barrymore. Oh, okay. I'm assuming, is that just music or comedy? Come on. Music. Wow. I have not heard her just do music. I don't think. No. Just the musical special with Jinx Monsoon and Ben de la Creme. And that was great. Wow. What does she play? I've seen her so much as a, comedian. I don't think I've been paying attention to that. Although I have most likely seen her perform. That was cool to see her get a shout out on Stephen Colbert. Okay. I love auto harp. I used to have one. That's great. Well, I have not heard the albums. Did not realize they existed. So that's really great to know. Trixie Mattel. She goes under Trixie Riss or something else. Oh, okay. Maybe that's where I heard her. If it was saved, if it was uploaded by them to YouTube, because that's the only way I see television, is whatever lands on YouTube. If they don't share with YouTube, I don't know. Mios is going to need a break. Oh, it's finally charged all the way. Now you can just like shh. Oh, I can't click on that now. Ouch. Tushy. I need a tushy cushy. I actually ordered one of them. They're not cheap. It was like $50, and I ordered that with the move-in money, and it was sent to the wrong place and never returned to the company. And after trying to get all that straightened out, I never did reorder. Deep breath. I'm reaching the knots are starting to get to me. Now, normally I would stand up, put some music on, dance around for a few minutes, but if I do that, I will be a silenced show. So I think what I'm going to do is take the rest of the evening off, I think, because I'm getting like kind of confused here. Hey, don't be pulling on that. I'm getting impatient is what I'm getting, and I don't want to get impatient on something that requires patience. What do you mean I'm still up? It's not even dinner time for me. You're the one who needs to explain himself. Yeah, I'm in live, but I'm going to be going off because this particular thing is starting to cause me anxiety. Not so much anxiety, it's just irritating me because I need to really just stand up and move around a little. Oh, well, good for you. I'm hot. Okay, darlings. Thank you so much for hanging out with me. But, well, okay. The Seder, you know how to reach me later. Should you need me for anything? Okay, darling. Not you, darling. Thank you. Yeah, I guess I just need to chill a little bit away from the sitting down position. My butt is starting to feel sore. I don't know. I don't think they have worked that out mathematically yet. It's faster than you can fly. That's what. Have a wonderful evening. Good luck tonight with Teddy. I will be thinking of you guys. So, Agnes, are you there? Agnes. Agnes. I'm doing the good night. Oh, is that it? Game over. Is that a troll? Look at all these things. Oh, they're cute. When did we get these? I don't know, but they're cute. Okay. I'll be back tomorrow. If I'm really motivated, I'll be here in the morning before my doctor appointment and then come back after lunch. If I'm going to stay in bed and play SimCity, I'll be back here after lunch. In any case, I will be spending tomorrow with you for the most part. Have a lovely evening. Sleep well when you get to it.